Mining projects often spend years in the planning phase. The real question, though, is when does a project become a construction story? Today, we're looking at the Great Atlantic Salt Project, where Atlas Salt has crews on site, early works underway, and financing discussions progressing as the company moves closer to full scale development. I'm joined today by Nolan Peterson, CEO of Atlas Salt. Nolan, welcome back to the Watchlist.
Thanks for having me, Ricky.
We're glad to have you with us again. So tell us, Nolan, Atlas has just provided an update on construction, permitting, and financing at the Great Atlantic Salt Project. Can you walk us through the key highlights and explain where the project stands today?
Yeah, thanks, Ricky. As you mentioned, sometimes with mining projects, talk about construction, but they never actually get started or deliver on that. We started construction back in March, and so we thought this would be a great opportunity in the summer at the height of construction season for us right now as we're gearing up to give an update to the market of where we stand to show that we have actually been active at site, have actually been building things, and have actually been planning for the next phases as well. We just completed a financing as well, so this is a good message to investors that their money is being put to good use. On the permitting side, we were very excited to put out this news because it represents a streamlined permitting process at the town level. Now, I want to emphasize for your viewers that we never really worried about receiving these permits or not. These aren't the types of permits that are at risk like other mining projects. But what it does represent is a reduction in the administrative overhead burden of applying for each individual permit on each individual work package, which was how the original permitting plan for the site, for the town level permits was planned to go down. So by streamlining it, things will move faster in the future, and we wanted to let the market know about that as well because it's also very strong support indicator in the community, part of our social license as well.
And it's an important milestone as well, Nolan, because large-scale mining projects typically create the most value as they successfully transition from permitting into construction and financing.
Absolutely.
So with early work now underway, like we've mentioned, and financing discussions progressing, as you just alluded to there, what should investors be watching for over the next kind of 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, so look for continued advancement at the site on the construction front, and then look for some news on the financing, which we expect to start to coalesce very rapidly, and we'll have news to discuss with the investment community on how the financing package is coming together. We're still anticipating having it entirely signed, delivered, binding commitments by the end of the year. But also to point out to the people watching, it's important to note because we did raise some of that working capital that I mentioned recently, and we have started construction. We've detached the construction activities from the financing constraints at this point in time. Of course, at some point they'll reconverge, but right now they're detached. So we are actually slightly ahead of schedule here, moving this project along. And as you mentioned, this is the exact point in time where projects start to rapidly increase in re-rate and valuation.
So this is a project that has clearly moved beyond planning and into execution with construction activity, permitting progress, and financing all advancing in parallel as Atlas works towards full project development. Thank you for your time today, Nolan.
Thanks for having me, Ricky.
Once again, that is Nolan Peterson, CEO of Atlas Salt. For more information on the Great Atlantic Salt Project, visit atlassalt.com. That's all for this episode of The Watchlist. I'm Ricky Lee. Make good choices today.